Hey all, EC here, and today we are looking at Drag X Drive. Obviously, this is the new wheelchair basketball game coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And it's going to be an eShop exclusive. It's going to cost like $10. Obviously, this game, obviously, if this is your sort of thing, check it out, obviously. But this is basically a game where you play as robots in a wheelchair, and you've got to basically play basketball. Now, I'm not against that concept for a game. However, the way it seems you have to use to control the actual mouse feature on the Joy-Cons, I'm not sure how feasible that's going to work and how that's actually going to really run when you actually start trying to play the game. Will it actually function properly, or would it be like a lot of lag? This is obviously a concern I have for this game. Obviously, this game is one that they showed off when it obviously launched. Well, they launched Switch 2 and they obviously showed all the trailers, and obviously when they showed the first trailer for Switch 2. And it doesn't look insanely bad. I think it looks all right for what it is. For a $10 eShop exclusive game, doesn't seem too bad, let's be real. Also, my concern is obviously just the mouse feature, because the mouse feature on the Joy-Cons, I'm not sure how that's really going to function greatly, because obviously I don't think any game's really used it so far. I think the only game that's really used is like Welcome Tour, which I don't think anyone even actually bought that game, because when you look at the Switch 2, let's look at Switch 2 in general in a minute. They don't really have many exclusive games worth upgrading for. Let's be real. Now, if you already own Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom, you have to upgrade it. You have to get the upgrades to play them on the Switch 2. Many people probably won't do that. Many people might do that. I'm not sure. I don't know what people think about those games. I'm not really a huge Zelda fan. I do enjoy some Zelda games, but I'm not like massive into it. But those are just upgrade packs. Then you've got Super Mario, I think it's called Mario Kart World, or Super Mario Kart World, I want to say it's Mario Kart World. That game is obviously the system seller at the minute for Switch 2, because obviously no other game they've released has really drawn in that big an audience. And you've got the Welcome Tour, which is basically a tech demo that should have been free, and I think that's the only other game besides Drag X Drive, which is what this game is called. I think that's the only other game that actually functionally uses the mouse in an interesting way, which, let's be real, I get this is like the selling point that it's gonna, use the mouse feature and whatnot. But I'll be honest, I don't really see this game doing insanely well. I see this game probably coming out, people play it for like a week, people talk about it online, they make a few YouTube videos about it, then next thing you know, it's done, it's finished, move on to the next topic. Now, I hope this game has some longevity, because obviously, it does look quite fun. And I think playing this online with some friends would obviously be a nice experience. And plus, it is nice to have a sort of a game that represents people who obviously have disabilities and stuff. I do think that is all fine. But my concern is obviously whether or not the mouse function actually really work properly on this game, or if it's a rushed half-baked job. Because obviously I know a lot of games are like that. A lot of games, they kind of just rushed out, put a price tag on it, and then they're done. I'm hoping Nintendo's actually made a good game here. I'm hoping it is fun, it is enjoyable, and the mouse functions work perfectly. If not, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. Obviously, I'm going to buy this game when it obviously goes live, because obviously I want to check out and I want to see if it's actually an enjoyable experience. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Do you think this game is going to be a huge hit for Nintendo? Do you think it's going to be a huge flop for Nintendo? It's going to be $10, so I don't think it's going to be that insanely pricey. And also, I think it's just going to be a fun little eShop game, because from what they have said, there is no physical edition of this game. You can only get it on the eShop. So if you're a fan of physical collecting and physical games, I'm sorry, but you might want to skip this one, because obviously there's not going to be a physical version. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment. Like I said, leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think. I've been EC, and I'm signing out. Peace.